Hello students, in the subject School Organization and Management, we would be taking up the topic Administration of Schools. First of all, what does the term School Organization and Management mean? School organization refers to how schools arrange the resources of time, space, and personnel for the school as a whole, such as the master schedule, the location of staff in different rooms, and the assignment of aides to teachers or teams. The dictionary definition of organization is structure, body or being, the mode in which something is organized, or systematic arrangement for a definite purpose. When it is used in explaining administration, it means a structure or framework or an arrangement, a state or manner of being. It therefore represents something which exists even though it may be of intangible nature. This something needs handling, conducting, or controlling so that the framework or structure or state may function or remain functioning efficiently. Management is the process that is used to accomplish organizational goals. That is, a process used to achieve what the organization wants to achieve. The organization could be a business organization, a school, a government enterprise. Then there are people who are assigned to manage the tasks. They may achieve the desired goals through functions of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. These four key functions of management, I repeat, planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, are applied throughout an organization, whether it is a business, government, or an educational enterprise. In the first point of Unit 1, we would be looking at the meaning, concept, scope, and functions of educational administration. Meaning of educational administration. Administration is the capacity to coordinate many, often conflicting social energies in a single organization so that it operates in unity. At times, coordination is required out of many different issues, and at times there are conflicting as well. The definition given by A.B. Mulham says that the executive activity may be defined as all the acts or processes required to make policies and procedures effective. This is what ultimately happens, that policies are made, procedures are defined, and it is important to have effective procedures implemented. What is the concept of educational administration? Number one, to make all efforts and agencies work together. Efforts of the teachers, efforts of the management, efforts of the parents, and agencies, that means the school, works together. Number two, assisting in the realization of the aims and objectives of education. Aims and objectives of education can be attained only if there is proper administration. Rendering service to society and its program. The ultimate goal of education is for the society, rendering service to the society. Next point is concern with diverse human beings, teachers, students, parents, and public. Educational administration covers all of them together. It covers teachers of different levels, teaching different students with different qualifications, with different expertise, students of various age groups, from various backgrounds. Similarly, parents are from different backgrounds, different educational qualifications, and different mental levels as well, and the public. Educational administration is concerned with all activities undertaken and full utilization of resources. A school has numerous activities going on. So administration is concerned with all of them. Curricular, co-curricular activities both. Co-curricular activities are also of various types. They're being taken care of, and all the resources available in a school have to be optimally utilized is also taken care by educational administration. Educational administration is also responsible for production. Production means achievement of the students in the desired form and shape. The students that are being prepared in a school are for the society. So we need to ensure that they're chiseled out well. They come out in the desired form, in the desired shape, how we want to give them back to the society. Assuring public use. The product, students must be acceptable and useful for the public. We're churning out students who are trained well, who are being groomed well. So they should be acceptable to the society, useful for the society and for the nation. Educational administration also looks into the finance and accounting of a school. That means receiving, dispersing money, and investing in the activities of the organization. Judiciously, the amount that is being received is being utilized. Educational administration is also used for the personnel. It is the framing and operation of policies and procedures for recruitment of workers and maintenance. Workers, staff, teaching staff, non-teaching staff that is being recruited is being looked after by educational administration. Maintenance is looked after by educational administration, and we have coordination. The close interrelation and integration of all the functional activities of the organization. A school as an organization has many activities going on, maybe simultaneously or one after the other. The activities are interrelated and integrated. Again, for the smooth functioning of the organization, the coordination by educational administration becomes important. For example, if a school has its own school transport, then the routes of the transport, the timings of the buses, the pickup from the students from various locations, bringing them safely to school, ensuring that they reach school on time and comfortably. They attend their classes, they've got different classes, the ground is being utilized, the laboratories are being utilized, the labs are being utilized, the library is being utilized. So all this has to be related and ensure that all these facilities are being optimally utilized, and they are not being, in fact, they're not being misused, in the sense it does not create chaos when it is being utilized. The scope further goes on to establishing educational purposes, that is, layout of the work of the organization. A lot of work goes on in the organization. There's teaching work going on, there's maintenance work going on. So this has to be correlated and it has to be done well. Provision and development of personnel, mobilizing resources of men and material. That means the people that are there are being utilized. If the services of a person is required elsewhere in a school, the services are being provided. Material that is available again in the form of a laboratory, library, playground is being utilized by everyone in the school. Laying down procedures and techniques, curriculum and methods of teaching and supervision. Procedures and techniques have to be very clearly stated to the teachers, very clearly stated to the students as well. It includes curriculum, methods of teaching, which technique of teaching, which approach of teaching would be taken up, and supervision at various levels, supervising the students, supervising the teachers, supervising the non-teaching staff. All of them are being defined. Defining the nature and procedure of use of authority. Authority over here does not mean the authority of the principal, the authority of the headmaster or headmistress. Authority over here could be the authority of the class monitor, authority of the class teacher, authority of the coordinator. That is being defined well, and how it is to be utilized is also very clearly stated via the educational administration. Deciding about the mechanism of authority in the administrative process. What hierarchy needs to be followed? Who is to be consulted for which particular action? This is all being defined. To determine the standards of educational institution, that what liberty is to be given and what stand is to be taken, what standard needs to be maintained. Standard maintenance, when we talk about maintaining a standard in a school, can be as simple as the school uniform of a child. Does that school uniform meet the standard of the school? Does the student come well dressed? Is he or she well groomed? Are the clothes neat, clean, well ironed? Are the school shoes polished well? All this is something very basic that speaks about the standards of the educational institution. To lay out the rules for admission, promotion, and discipline. These are the important aspects in a school. Admission in a school, promotion to the next class, and how disciplinary issues are to be addressed. All the procedures are very clearly stated out. Recruiting staff according to the prescribed norms, training them and setting standards also comes under educational administration. Staff recruited in a school has to be according to the prescribed norms. The qualifications, the age bar is taken care of. The selected staff is then trained according to the requirement of the school and according to the standard. Finance also falls under educational administration. Finance says income, expenditure, accounting and auditing. Income comes in from various sources. There's a lot of expenditure in the school. That is all accountable and it is being audited. Curriculum, achieving the goals of education. Fixing a curriculum that achieves the prescribed goals of education. Facilities includes the school plant, equipment and supplies. The complete school structure, that is the building, the classroom, the desks, the benches, the fans, the air conditioner if it is there, the washroom, water, drinking water, playground, all this is being looked after by educational administration. This falls under the scope of educational administration. Public relations with students, parents, and the community is something very important that is being looked after by the educational administration. It also falls under the ambit of educational administration, particularly the relationship with the community that is being looked after. Thank you very much.